Hello again. Today I'll be doing a review of some linear switches from upcoming brand KTT, namely the KTT Strawberries and KTT Red Wines. I will be comparing these switches to the current budget linear kings, Gateron Yellows. These switches were sent to me by Pantheon Keys for review. Go check them out if you're interested in purchasing switches as well as keyboard accessories such as lube and switch fill. You can use the code AmyLikes5 to get 5% off your purchase. Like with any switch review, take everything I say with a grain of salt, as switches are incredibly subjective and my opinion might not match yours. Both the KTT Strawberries and KTT Red Wines feature polycarbonate housings. The KTT Red Wines utilize a KO clamshell style housing, which uses a plate to hold the top housing down rather than legs. Both also have palm stems. The KTT Red Wines have this really unique and cool looking sparkly stem, which I've never seen on a switch before, so that's interesting. KTT Strawberries have a 62-gram gold-plated spring, whilst the KTT Red Wines have a 55-gram spring. Both have 3 pins, so they may not sit as tightly in the PCB as other switches which have 5 pins. So this does spare you from the guilt caused by chopping the legs off innocent switches if your PCB doesn't support 5-pin switches. These switches fall into the budget/mid-tier price range, with KTT Strawberries costing roughly 40 cents per switch and KTT Red Wines costing a little less than 30 cents per switch. This puts them into competition with the acclaimed Gateron Yellows, which come at around 20 to 30 cents per switch, depending on where you buy them from. Out of all the 3 Gateron Yellow varieties I have, the SMD Yellows are the smoothest, followed by the black bottom clear tops, whilst the milky yellows are by far the scratchiest. As a result, I will be comparing the KTT linears with the SMD yellows. The KTT Red Wines are on par with the clear top SMD yellows in terms of smoothness. The KTT Strawberries are noticeably smoother than the Red Wines. I would say they're about as smooth as the JWK Duroc linears, which cost 15 cents more. I actually did not expect the Strawberries to be this good at all. I wouldn't say they're objectively better in terms of feel and smoothness, but I actually prefer them over the JWK Durocs. Lubing the Strawberries also noticeably improves them. This is because the factory lubing on them is quite poor. The lube that was previously applied seems to have congealed and crusted over. I definitely suggest cleaning and re-lubing the Strawberries. The Red Wines didn't seem to have this problem. As you would expect, lubing improves their smoothness, but doesn't make them outstanding, just pretty average. Personally, I prefer the Gateron Yellows over the Red Wines due to the heavier and just overall more pleasant feeling spring. One category where they are definitely better than the JWK Durocs is the Wobble. The housings on the KTT Strawberries are very tight, leading to very little stem wobble. The KTT Red Wines also have relatively tight housings, though with a little more wobble than the Strawberries. And as you can see, the Gateron Yellows are the wobbliest of the bunch. Both the KTT Strawberries and the Red Wines are pretty loud and high-pitched. I would say that the Strawberries are sharper sounding than the Red Wines. The Gateron Yellows are louder than the KTTs, whilst the JWK Durocs are very muted in comparison. The KTT strawberries are a great deal. They are almost as smooth as they come and are definitely worth the few cents more than the Gateron yellows. The biggest issue is the poor factory lube job, which leads to a disappointing stock experience, though this can be remedied easily enough. Choosing between the KTT red wines and the Gateron yellows is a little trickier. Though my personal choice is the Gateron yellows, your own preference will depend on your choice of spring weight, housing, and sound.